Hey guys, Dee Dee and I came across a recipe that we absolutely love. It's amazing. We've been kind of hooked on these cookies. I call them kind of like raspberry chocolate macaroons because it's got a little bit of all that goodness in it. So they're really easy to make, and I'm going to go through the recipe step by step with you. And they're pretty healthy too. So I don't like to do things in a bowl with a whisk or anything. I just use my BlendTec blender just because it's a lot easier and I'm being lazy today. So I'm just going to show you the easiest way of doing it. So right now I have 4 eggs with the yolks inside the blender, right? I'm going to take some Himalayan salt, and I'm just going to put like 1 or 2 dashes inside the blender. It's about 1/8 of a teaspoon, so it's just a very, very little bit. And I'm going to take my vanilla extract. You don't want too much of this because, you know, extract is pretty strong. So I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon inside the blender. Okay. And then, for sweetener, I'm going to use some organic raw honey. Great sweetener, super healthy. So I'm just going to pour this right inside with the eggs and get as much of that out of there as we possibly can because we don't want any of this honey going to waste. It's so, so good. Now, you can use regular dark chocolate chips in this recipe if you want to. But what I do is we get these dark chocolate bars from Fresh Market, and I just like to chop them up because the dark chocolate is just so incredibly good. So I'm going to mix that in there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fat, which is, it's 1/4 cup of coconut oil and it's 1/4 cup of butter. Now, normally the recipe would just use the coconut oil, but I like the butter because it adds a real nice flavor to it. And this is organic virgin coconut oil, unrefined, and it's also raw butter. It's the Kerrygold brand, I believe, is what we're using right now, grass-fed butter. So it's healthy stuff. So I'm going to pour this right in with the eggs, the vanilla, and the honey. Okay. And then I'm just going to give it a quick little spin. I did that just to get everything just kind of blended. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some unsweetened coconut. This is organic unsweetened coconut. And I'm going to put, it's about 1/2 cup. I kind of use my hands, but just go by 1/2 cup. Okay, that's really what you want to use. You don't want too much because it will just make the batter too thick. So I'm just going to stick that in there. And then I also have 1/2 cup of coconut flour. Now, coconut flour isn't like regular flour. You do not want to overuse it. So if it asks for 1/2 cup, only put 1/2 cup. Otherwise, your mixture is going to come out too thick. Okay? So I'm going to turn this on again low. And I'm just going to slowly add it. Okay, let me just scrape out the bottom a little bit. Get a little bit of extra flour in here. Okay, so in this time it looks like I'm going to add just a little bit more coconut flour in it because I put a little bit less than 1/2 cup because I'm really picky when it comes to the texture of the cookie and I don't like it to be too heavy and dense. So I'm just going to turn the blender on, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get it to a consistency. It's a little bit thicker than like a pancake batter. So you see that's almost like a pancake batter. Okay, so it's not too thick and it's not too loose. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold our dark chocolate in, what we have right here, the dark chocolate that I chopped up already, And again, this comes from a solid bar, but if you want to, you can just buy dark chocolate chips and just fold them right in. And I'm just going to stick them right inside here. And by the way, guys, I have the oven preheated right now to 375 because we're going to cook these at 375 for approximately 18 minutes. I would just check on them because you know how every stove is a little bit different. Some cook faster than others. So keep your oven light on and just take a peek at it. Don't open up the oven just because you don't want the cooking time to increase. And then just check on them. When you start to see them get lightly brown, that's when you're going to pull them out. So I'm just going to fold this chocolate into the mixture. Alright, beautiful. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take just a regular sheet pan, put some parchment paper on there, and we're going to take a tablespoon and just make small balls and then just kind of flatten them out, just like regular cookies, and we're going to start baking them. We'll show you the finished product as soon as they come out. Right. Okay guys, so this is what they're going to look like before they go in the oven. I have them on the parchment paper, and again, it's 375 and it's going to go in there for about 18 minutes, and I'll show you once they come out. Okay guys, so I'm just putting some organic raspberry jelly up on the top. They are now fully baked. I pop them back in the oven for like 3 or 4 minutes with the jelly on top, and then I pull them out after that. And then they're usually done to perfection, and they are so good. So good. So that's it, guys. You guys got to give it a shot and try these bad boys out because they are absolutely delicious, and I know you're going to love them. And it's all healthy ingredients, so try them out, guys.